Well, wrong opening, but welcome to the weekend preview show. I'm Scotty McKeever, and we're diving into this weekend's biggest stakes races with expert analysis, top picks, and everything you need to know to stay ahead of the game. All right, my partner, of course, as usual, Justin. What's going on, Justin?
Not much, brother. How are you? I saw that and I was like, do I fix the NHC intro? Do I not? And I'm like, I'm just going to roll with it. So you are getting ahead of tomorrow with Mr. Harrison, which
I was.
I was in Lexington pretty soon.
Yes. No, I saw what the giveaway for me was. I saw Vegas, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the wrong opening, but that's okay.
I mean, soon that I would, not to spend too much time on this, but that honestly is one of the best experiences is NHC. Find winners, have fun, like enjoy Vegas, hang out with friends is very fun.
So we've got what we're going to be covering tonight is this weekend's biggest races, and we'll have insight for you on most or all of the stakes races. And also we'll bring in Chris Walsh a little bit later to talk about all the stuff that's going on at Santa Anita. They've got a big tournament. They've got a lot of really cool wagers as well. Of course, coast to coast pick 5, which you can play on Equinedge. Not the bet, but our ticket generator. You're able to actually play those consecutive races, and get a ticket. Actually, take a picture of that ticket and go bet it with your ADW. So, all right, let's get started. We got race number 8 here. Justin, start us off. Well, let me run the simulator race first. Here we go.
All right. We can't see it yet.
Yeah, hold on. That's right. I'll rerun it.
That's okay.
We'll share the screen, and there we go. Action. There we go.
7 and 5, right out on the lead. I'm not sure about the pace. I thought that it was kind of questionable on what was going to happen. I think that Saratoga Flash and the Safi horse probably show speed, but the numbers all weren't high, kind of, Scotty, and they're kind of clustered.
I'm just kind of concerned that City Man is 9-2 on the E morning line.
Yeah, me too. I would agree with you. Versus the 8-5 morning line.
And the other thing you were talking to me about before the show, you were saying that, depending on the weather, I'm not sure what it is right now, but right now 72 and overcast. There are some main track only horses, and I guess Oldie and you really like this Panda Gate. I think it's one that has to be considered. I think if the race gets taken off the turf, this is the main horse to use.
Yes, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, if this is off the dirt, it's the 8 all day for me. So, if it's on the turf, I was surprised that, to your point, I handicapped this before the actual morning line. And I thought that City Man had a big shot. I thought that Dakota Gold had a shot, the second Scotty pick. And then I thought that Jerry the Nipper was the other horse I looked at. I thought Jerry the Nipper might stretch out well. It's run well at this distance, runs best up, kind of on the lead. Similar trip. Irad Fletcher, I thought, had a shot. And then the 6 wins the sim race, City Man. The GSR increases up, to 80, 1 and a 72 and a 76. 76 has been running well at a higher SOR for Christopher Camont and Rosario rides. And then the 3 was the other horse I looked at who has gone long before, Dylan Davis for Gargan. But the morning line doesn't like the 3 horse either. So, but I'm not sure. It's kind of strange, Scotty. I'm wondering if maybe it's because of the
also eligibles.
Yeah, I think that might be it. But my pick, just to get to, I was on the 6 City Man. If they're on the turf, I thought that, I think we'll get a good trip. It was but it was 3, 6, 7 for me. I didn't really have a huge preference here, just for viewers, but I was on the 6.
All right, so let's take a look at the GSR here. And as far as horses that have gone 9 furlongs, City Man has a pretty good record: $290,000 earned, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3. So, I mean, that's a pretty nice record there for this horse. So I don't know why the EE morning line doesn't like this horse, but certainly looks like the horse to beat. It's not really been finishing in its last 3 races, but it does catch an easier group. If you look at the SOR, which is our class number, strength of race, You can see the last 3 races have been against 78, 76, and 76. And the other thing I don't love about this horse, if you look at the field size, I mean, it's only been facing 4 other horses in each of the last 3 races. So she has 11 wins. He has 11 wins in 34 races, but I definitely concerned. I think this could be a wide open race. I didn't pre-handicap this, but as we're looking at it right now, it does look wide open. The Dakota Gold, here's another one that has earned $880,000 in 17 races for Danny Gargan. And this horse won last time out in the West Point non-gridded stakes race over at Saratoga on the inner turf. So now ends up here going 9 furlongs. Never been 9 furlongs before, but certainly this one has the credentials. What a hard-knocking horse this is. But look, here's another one that has barely got up to win last time out against 4 other horses on 825. And faced, obviously, City Man, who didn't run very good. So I think that we're seeing the morning line properly. I think it looks like maybe a wide open race. Did you look at the 4-horse Hush of a Storm? Does this horse have a look?
Yeah, I mean, my concern, there's no speed from this horse. It's Cox, it is Pratt, so you're getting an upgrade there. I would be spread here in a horizontal, Scotty. I could use the 4. You could talk about using the 5, the long shot. The 4, though, no issue with the distance. You get Flavian, it's off the claim from Brad Cox, who hits at 42%. So it's you could get to this horse. It's a tough stakes race. It was wide open to me.
It really is. All right. We only have 2 horses I think we're covering on Friday. Most of the horses that stakes races that we're covering are on Saturday. So what's the next one we were going to go to? Lone Star?
Yeah, let's go to Lone Star. This is it's a similar play to last week. We had the horse last week was also a 4-horse, but this is Dollar Bill. It's a state bred stakes over at Lone Star Park going 400 yards. I mean, it's a horse to watch. Silver, it's Equine Edge morning lines 4 to 5, but it is top pace, top GSR, top SOR. This horse is getting just, perfect, I thought. So, I thought would be really tough, Scotty. I don't think we'll get a great price, but it would be a single for me if I was playing over there in quarter horse or something. We're not going to look at any other races, but it's just, to me, it was just getting it's much easier. It's state bred. It's been winning. I mean, has hit the board in 12 of 13 starts.
Yeah, this is a really nice horse with a third place finish. What was the poor finish? I'm trying to look right now. I don't even. Oh, a 5th place finish. The horse bumped off stride off of the layoff and lost by a length. Yeah, I mean, obviously it looks really, really good. I would think Dollar Bill is going to be really, really tough to beat. I would definitely choose this horse over. And here's what I see. I see he's a Jet 1 with average GSRs of like 66, 67. Now we can actually sort the SORs here. Excuse me, not the GSRs, but the SOR. And you can see that Dollar Bill is the class of the race. It's also a horse to watch. This is really what gets me. This horse is the top pace, top SOR, top win percentage, top GSR, lowest EE morning line, and EE top pick. Whenever a horse has met those criteria, they win 52% of the time. So here's a horse that's with a good break that's going to probably be very tough to beat. And the other thing I noticed going 400 yards, you don't usually see this. I mean, this is a 3-horse race only. So
yeah, yes.
Right. I mean, there's a really big gap here going 400 yards of a length and a quarter. So, I mean, it's these 3 horses, whichever one breaks good.
The 2 has only won once in forever. It's won 4 times. The 7 is, to me, maybe the more of the competitor, but I don't want to spend too much time on this race unless Scotty. But I just thought we covered kind of a key quarter horse last week. I think we got an okay price. So it's something that I would look at playing because I think, to me, it was a single. So if you're playing, I just played in a win bet if you decide to play on some other type of horizontal, but.
Well, the 2 horses only won 4 races and 29 tries, and is 7-1 on the EE morning line. 7-1.
I know.
I mean, it doesn't mean that horse can't win, but that's kind of surprising. Like, if you like the 2 horse a lot, you're gonna actually get paid because the money's gonna go on the 4 and gonna go on the 7. So, but it does look like the 4 is the horse to beat. All right, let's get to Saturday's races. Where should we go?
Let's go to Aqueduct to start. They have graded stakes races of grade 2. The Woodward is race 4.
All right. What about race number? I think it's race number 2. Let's see.
At Aqueduct?
At yeah, right. Let's see. Race number 2. Yeah, you're showing race number 4, but I'm showing that we have a stakes race in race number 2.
On 9.
Oh no, it's a grade 2. Excuse me. Hold on here. Yeah,
Yes.
no, it is. It's race number 4, and it's a graded race. Let me 1 second.
So yeah, it should be the grade 2 Woodward. You have Skippy showing up here, probably going to be a pretty gigantic favorite, and then you have Tappet, Trice, and Croupy, Scotty. I'm just kind of talking as you flip over.
Yeah, there we go. I got it now. Okay, here we go. Share this tab. There we go. Okay.
So, are you on Skippy? Are you on the Skippy train? I mean, Skippy Longstocking, no joke. I mean, a good horse. You have somebody like a Tappet Trice, a 4-year-old colt who was on the Derby trail and raced in the Derby and ran 7th. There was a lot of people who were on this horse and then ran well 2 back in a 70 and won, and then didn't run last out in the 78 at the Jockey Club over at Saratoga. So and then you have the long shot. So I didn't really look at the 4 or 5, so it was really just those 3 for me, and it's what type of order do you put them in. So the first thing I'll share is Oldie's pick. He's on Skippy Longstocking, just so everybody knows. But so that's where Oldie landed. Scotty, I was trying to beat Skippy. I think a great horse won the Classic last out, but I think you might be able to try to beat here. Mainly, I thought that Tappet Trice might be the one. It has 2 wins. It's Dylan Davis, Fletcher. This was in really, really tough races and, has run well at 9 furlongs predominantly, and so has run twice, once at Keeneland and then once, and has, 3 wins for 840,000. So has obviously been proven there, Tappet Trice still really gonna have to improve, and I think that's just I thought you might get it. I mean, Skippy Longstocking been so good for Safi Joseph. I mean, but I was trying to get around, and I just thought that Tappet Trice. I mean, 1-2 back or 1, yeah, it's 2 back, and gets back to 9 furlongs here at the Big A, in Dylan riding. So that's where I landed.
So, so I don't know what happened to Tappet Trice, and in fact, Fletcher has the 2 and the 3. Ortiz, Irad stays with the 2-horse Croupy, but the 3-horse Tappet Trice seems to be the class of the field, and you might even get 3-1 because Irad's getting off, but Dylan Davis jumps aboard. I don't know. There's just something here, and in fact, the truth is maybe Irad was taken off. Maybe the owners weren't happy with the ride. I don't know. Something, you know what I mean? Something's amiss there for me. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this Chilean bred here, K Army. Wow, 10 for 10. Now, whatever you don't look at the metrics that we have here. I mean, we get 0 data on these horses, and this has been ever since COVID for whatever reason. I don't know why they stopped doing it, but we don't get anything. So, but this horse is 10 for 10, has 6 straight grade 1 wins.
He wants the turf, though. He don't want to race on the dirt.
Look here. I mean, well, I don't know how accurate the information is on this horse. I mean, I look forward to getting the raw data.
Well, I guess that it's just I guess here's the thing I would say. I mean, because I did, except when going 10 plus furlongs, I was looking at my notes. So look at the numbers actually do point to this horse wanting to get long on dirt. You just see a high variance between 9 and 10, Scotty. So I think to your point, like I would say tread cautiously. I mean, the morning line came up at 99-1 in the Equinedge morning line.
I saw that. It's not just us, by the way, too. Everybody, the DRF has it 99-1. I think somewhere there's been somebody has an error with this horse. There's no way this horse is 99-1.
I agree. I mean, been running in really tough races down there. I like seeing there's SOR on the data, Scotty. So I just thought maybe underneath. I 100% would put this horse underneath, but that was me.
I think this horse has a future. Look, this horse in Chile has earned $420,000. Clearly, this horse can run. Now, whether this freaking race came out, look at the SOR. The SOR is an 84.
I know.
I mean, this is a really tough race. As far as to answer your question, Panama Slim, we are working diligently right now for race replays, and we have approval right now from about 25 tracks. And right now we're waiting for approval on another 8 of them that we're hoping to get here in the next week. And I wouldn't be surprised before the end of the year if we had race replays. So it's moving along really nicely right now. So we're excited about that. We're excited to have the 25 tracks that we do have approvals for. Okay, so you're going to set, who did Oldie like in this race?
He was on Skippy Long, second and one.
I mean, the one's going to be the front runner. There's no question. It's also a horse to watch. It's 63% to win. Maybe with the issues that Tapit Trice is having, and I mean, Krupe has no speed. It's going to be very difficult. Krupe is a nice horse, no doubt about it. But when you're going to be, this horse is going to be dead last for sure.
Yes.
And is it going to be enough to? Can this horse? I know the one's going to have an easy lead. If the 3's tactical, if the 3's okay. It's good. This is a very interesting. I can't wait to watch the race, actually, but this is not a race I loved a lot. I handicapped it. I don't know what the 5's going to do. My guess is the 5 might need a race here to come here against this kind of a strong group. I just don't know. I can't make any excuses for Tapit Trice in that last race, but I know one thing: the Equinedge picks have this horse winning, and that means something.
All right, where are you going here?
All right, so the next race we're going to go to is the Grade 1, race number 6 here at Belmont. This is the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, and I am coming with Warlike Goddess, brother. She is the most. She's an amazing form.
I landed on the same horse. So
you did.
Okay, yeah. Keep going though.
Okay, she's 12 wins in 21 races. Has the legitimate excuses in her losses. I just really see a good trip coming. In the races where she's not run good, she broke 12th here in the New York off of a layoff, by the way, still only lost by 3 lengths. And here in the Flower Bowl was wide in the inner turf. So you can excuse that and still ran a nice second place finish. Won here in this race here at Delaware Park going 11 furlongs. I mean, absolute. She loves 12 furlongs. She's earned $1.7 million of her $2.9 million going 12 furlongs on the turf. She loves Belmont or Aqueduct. No, I think yes, on paper this looks good. Silver Knot looks like a decent animal, but listen, Silver Knot won nicely against some Grade 2 74, 72 SORs. Justin, Warlike Goddess is the real deal. I think Warlike Goddess is going to win this race.
Yeah, I was with you, and then I'll talk Oldie's pick just on. So, I was with you on Warlike Goddess. I don't really have much to add because you basically have all my notes. I think you said it all. I think she's just the class, and she's done amazing at 12 furlongs. She's an incredible horse, So I just thought versus this group, maybe this is, it's obviously her pathway to maybe the end of her career at some point, but she's incredible. Oldie landed on the 1, get smoking. So just, I'm sure that he believes this horse is going to wire the field with the pace, Scotty. So, did win a 72 to 78, won the United Nations, won the Turf Cup at Kentucky Downs, but did not run in the Turf Cup this year, stopped really badly this year. And that showed up as a 76, a tougher race. So, yes, he was able to, be out there on the lead, but then didn't run back to that form this year at Kentucky Downs. So I know that's where Oldie landed. I don't know what his comments would be, but I was a little concerned about stopping there. I mean, he obviously can, I think, fit here. I think the reason why I didn't like get smoking to wire the field, I think Emmanuel going to show speed, and I don't think that Get Smoking just going to get loose. I think you might see more speed come, but but that was my only perspective against the one, because I get why Oli likes this horse. I could see the angle for sure. So, but I'm with you, man, on Warlike Goddess. She's gonna be facing are these all boys? Yeah, they sure are. So she's facing all the boys, Scotty. So it will be fun to watch.
What's up, Deb Martin? Yeah, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. I could put my cowboy hat on if that helps. Edge you towards watching us. I could do that.
Yeah.
I think I have my cowboy hat back there in the closet. Yeah, I thought the one's going to stop, although the one's going to have an easy lead. I don't think Emmanuel's going to be anywhere near Get Smoking. The horse is too fast. But I do think that I think Warlike Goddess is going to just that class, and the horse is going to win. But I think if I was going to cover another horse, it would probably be the 6 Silver Knot. Justin, I mean, this is just that horse lost to an 82 group and only lost by 4 lengths in the Sword Dancer. I mean, that's a strong group of horses for Appleby. And so, but I'm definitely on Warlike Goddess. But I can understand why Oldie likes the one Get Smoking. But all right, let's move on. That's the Joe Hirsch. Let's see here. We got that was race 6. All right, race number 9. And I have a pretty strong opinion in this race. Let's run this race, and then we'll talk about this, Justin. But I had a strong opinion because there's a horse in here that's, in my opinion, by far the class. Has the lowest morning line here in the field, and that's Baby Yoda. And the win percentages are pretty much wide open. I know Comedy Town has 36% win and is also a horse to watch. But the horses to watch, I mean, it's a top win only wins 24% when it's only the top win that isn't at the top of any other metrics, and it's not even in the top Scotty picks. So I think I don't know. I'm not sold that this horse has to win this race. I know it looks good on paper, and this horse is going to take a lot of action. In fact, I really do think this is going to be your betting favorite. I think Baby Yoda is the class of the field for Belmont. I'm thinking Dylan Davis is going to have a monster day. Can you please explain to me how Dylan Davis is only an 11% jockey? I don't get it. Same with Manny Franco. They just seem to win constantly, and they're only winning 1 in 10 races. Makes no sense to me.
I think they must have days where they just get like 2 or 3, and then they go a few days with none. It must, but because I agree with you, you feel like you hear his name in the winner's circle more often. But I've been on this horse before, and I put this horse second. Oldie and I actually agree on
Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa, Correas, Irad.
Ooh.
So
Mufasa.
Ice is where I landed. I know this was Oldie's pick too for everybody. He landed here as well. So I got off Baby Yoda, but I've bet Baby Yoda before, Scotty, a couple of times.
Look at this. Is a Chilean bred. Look at this. Okay, I want to show you this. This is a grade 3. It's a little bit easier race. But when you go back to one of the races we were just covering, that's a Chilean bred who's won 6 straight grade 1s in Chile at these same tracks. And look what this horse has done. I mean, so when you look at the other one, what race was that? Was that here? Was it here? Or was it, at K Army? Look at this horse.
Mm-hmm.
In Chile. Right? And, I mean, 10 for 10. Again, you can't use the metrics here. We're just, we don't have that data. But then you come over and then you look at Mufasa, and Mufasa's resume doesn't even compare. Has won 9 of 12 races for $110,000.
Yes, so, but keep in mind that wasn't that a grade 1 versus a grade 3?
This is a grade 3.
But I think that other race is a grade 1.
Yeah, no, the last 6 races were grade 1. Look, I mean,
there's a grade 2. No, I mean at Aqueduct. This is a grade 2 versus the current race. Look at grade 3.
Yeah, versus a grade 3. This is a grade 3.
But I agree. This, K Army, he obviously has class here. and may get along on the dirt. We'll have to see.
Well, yeah, when you look at this resume from Chile in comparison to Mufasa, there's no comparison. And that's what's just so amazing to me. So, like I said, I think we have to watch the other one, the other Chilean bred. But yeah, this one came first time in the Churchill Downs and didn't run good in its first race. And I don't know what happened to it, but it didn't break good from the rails sprinting. They went 7 furlongs, optional claiming. The win percentage went up to 30%, and the horse won by 3 3/4 lengths. But again, this is why I like Baby Yoda in this race. I mean, Baby Yoda. Look at what Baby Yoda's coming out of 2 straight Grade 1 races, and didn't run terrible in those races. In the 4 go, I mean, that was just a really big field. I think that Baby Yoda with the class relief is going to be very, very tough. Mufasa looks great on paper. Baby Yoda is going to bring the money. That's my belief.
All right. Where are we headed next? Race.
All right. Race 11. Number 11, Grade 2 race. That's the Pilgrim Stakes. Grade 2. I'll run the race. This is all Chad Brown. That's it. Chad Brown, 4-horse Zulu Kingdom to win the race over the 8-horse Early Adopter who just broke his maiden. And for Chad Brown, it looks like Chad Brown's race to beat.
Yes, I would agree with you 100%. I don't think he's going to lose, but he might. Oldie thinks he's going to lose because Oldie picked a different horse than Chad Brown.
Who did he pick?
Oldie picked the one, Noble Confessor.
All right, let's take a look at why Oldie likes the one horse. So Bruno's workout report on Noble Confessor, worked half mile, maintained a short lead through the lane and finished up ahead in front. Both were under nice holds and did things nicely. All right, well, it's like, it's nice. Any excuses? Bumped at the start. Didn't seem like that big of a deal. Got 5th by 10.5 lengths. The win percentage goes down. The GSR goes down a little bit and goes from a 50 to a 68. I mean, I don't know what Aldi is looking at. It's still. But I knew that would come out. I knew that would come out funny. But
I knew that was funny. I don't like this horse. It is working well. Maybe that's why he likes it. I just thought. I mean, is a maiden. It's a Grade 2-year-old. Grade 2 because you have 2 horses that haven't broke its maiden. You got all these Chad Browns. Like, where are you going to land? I was against the one. I narrowed this, Scotty, to 846 is where I looked at it. So are those all Chad Browns? No.
Well, the 8 is Chad Brown. Abreu has the 6 horse, who's the Equinedge second pick. But the 8 horse is Chad Brown. The reason why I went to the dams and I clicked on the dam here. The dam on turf, look at this. Won in 7 races on the turf, earned $353,000. I was impressed with that. And you look at the other dams in the race. For me, especially on turf, it's about the dam. The sire is breeding to 200 mares a year, right? It's the dam. And the dam plays a huge role in these turf races. And I think that's why this horse won first time out. That's not easy to do. I do think Early Adopter is going to get second, though. And the reason is Zulu.
Top pick. I'm on the 8. You must be on the 4. I'm on the 8. I think it's 846. I want to make sure we talk about 6, but talk about the 4.
Yeah. So the 4 horse came in for an Irish bred and won its maiden, and then comes here first time in the country for Chad Brown and wins a Grade 3 race and gets up and wins that race. It was a similar field as today. Now, I went back and I looked in detail at every horse that came out of that August 29th race at Saratoga. And I can tell you without a doubt in my mind, I know the SOR is the same, that field was way better than this. So what's up, Brandon? So not even close, like way better. And this horse probably needed the race. Going to run better here. Rosario's aboard. But yeah, I think Zulu Kingdom is an absolute single.
All right. The A early adopter you talked much about, and sounds like you had this horse in second. I thought that this was the Chad, and you're going to get a good price, Scotty. And the E Morning Lions 3-1. You have the big GSR. Manny's riding. We just talked about him a minute ago. So that I landed on the 8, but underneath also the 6 horse, which I did not. The morning line came off at 12-1 here, and we have it 6-1, which is awesome. It's Santana Brehu. They hit at 57%. Really will have to obviously improve off a maiden win, like many of these will have to. But I just thought that the GSR was big. It's a little bit of a similar angle as the 8, and Abreu and Santana hitting a rate like that in a race like this, getting anywhere close to 6-8-1, underneath will be amazing. So but I did narrow it to 8-4-6, but I put the 8 on top.
But let me also tell you the reason why I would be concerned about keying the 8 horse. I'm not saying it can't win because I really like the mare, but look at the first call. Look at the track diagram where they're starting. The 8's going to be way out here, and the 8 is not fast enough to really get in a good position. So the 8's going to have to stay back, and it might not matter, but the 8's probably going to lose some ground from that post. At least a length or two for sure. So the 8's going to have to be way the best horse, and maybe it is. Yeah. That's why I'm going with Zulu Kingdom, because Zulu Kingdom's going to save ground from the inside, not going to lose that ground from being on the outside post, and can hopefully get a good break and just sit and then make its run. But I think Zulu Kingdom is by far the best horse, and I'm going to play the 4 to beat the 8. All right. Where are we going next?
Let's go to Gulfstream, race 9, 2-year-old stakes, the Hollywood Beach.
All right. Let's see here.
I love all the 2-year-old races. I did cut the 167, Scotty, just so you know.
Hold on one second. My dog is eating my clothes.
Well, Scotty will be back momentarily. That was funny. We appreciate everybody joining. Great show. Hope everybody's doing well. Covering Saturday stakes right now. Gulfstream Park race 9 coming up, and Scotty is back.
All right. Yeah, I literally just locked up in here. I opened that door, let her out, and all right. So we've got Gulfstream 9. I didn't handicap this, so I'm counting on you and Oldie here, and then maybe I'll pick something up as I'm listening to you guys. All right, listening to you. So here we go.
So I cut the 167. I didn't think that any of those ones had a shot. I'll let you decide that here, Brian. Oh man. And getting back, Brendan. Yes, the Seahawks are 3-0 Monday Night Football. It's amazing. But the 2, 3, 4, 5, the 2, 3, 4, 8 are right there, Scotty.
Yeah.
I mean, so I did leave the 5 in because it is the long shot when I looked at the race, but then I cut the 167. I'm looking here. So
what about this most handsome? Most handsome does draw an outside post. I think, first of all, Gulfstream, Monmouth, it doesn't matter. When you're talking about 5 furlongs on the turf, you better be fast as hell. You just better be, right? Yeah. And when we're looking, I'm going to sort the pace. When we're looking at the pace, it's the 2 horse on the inside. Now, here's the thing. The GSR is everything. That being said, in sprint races sometimes, especially 5 furlongs, is like, who the hell is the fastest horse in the race and going around the track? Okay, but that all being said, the 2 horse is the Equinedge second pick, but it literally, look at the tab. It goes from a 68 on dirt to a 49, 19 points. I can't get down with that. And you can see the surge indicator. It's 10-1 on the EE morning line. It has dangerous speed, but I've got, you look at this. The 3 horse has dangerous speed. This 3 is going to go to the lead, and this 3 didn't break great last time out, and it hurt its chances, but it's gonna break good. The 5 horse Moon Factor is gonna fly. I'm looking at a horse that maybe can sit in the second flight, and when you see that, it's the 8 and it's the 4. It's the 8 and the 4. So they're the lowest of the EE morning lines as well. I'm looking at those two horses. And the 8 is 7-5 on the EE morning line. Going to get a really, really nice trip. And, normally I won't play horses that just broke their maiden first time out against winners. But this is not really that strong of a field. Look, it's a stakes race, non-graded stakes race for 95,000, and the SOR is a 60. I see allowance races that are 70s and higher.
Yeah, So here was my perspective, and we will move on since we only have one stakes race over there at Gulfstream. But the 3-horse Scotty will show speed, is fast. You have Zayas. It's what's is it Mary Leitner, right? So Zaya is ripe for her occasionally. 30 mounts, it's at 20%. This horse is fast, and I think, to your point of speed on the turf, I think the 8 will get a good trip, but I do worry about not having enough speed. But it might sit the trip. I put the 8 underneath. I just thought the 3 might be the horse that goes if the 2 doesn't break. I mean, the 3's had trouble, won really well in a 50, and then you have to forgive the last effort. In my opinion, you just have to get over that. That was how I got over it. So I was 3-8 in this race. I was looking at really just those 2 horses.
So when I look at the 8 horse, the race simulator at the second call has the horse 2 3/4 lengths behind. At the stretch, only a length behind. So now the 4 horse is going to come from further back is 9-5. I'm not liking the 4 as much, and the 4 is also not a good breaker. Yeah, clearly for me, the 8 horse is going to win this race. I like the 8.
All right. Yeah. It looked between those 2. All right, let's go to there's some stakes at Laurel. They're all on the turf. Maybe let's go to Santa Anita first, though, Scotty. And if we have some time at the end, we can get back to Laurel.
Okay, let's go to Santa Anita. We've got they have an all stakes pick 5. In fact, I just did a show with Chappie and Gino and Skip. We just taped it. You can get that on the Santa Anita website probably tomorrow. And it's really good information on the all stakes pick 5. And it's race number 5 starts it off. I handicapped my butt off on this thing. Let's run the race. I have a very strong opinion on these 5 races here at Santa Anita.
Sweet. Al, we predominantly look all at stakes races. So we'll try to cover the main stakes from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There usually ends up being 30 to 40. So we won't do that many, somewhere around 15-ish probably. And obviously cover the big days. Like at Santa Anita is the California Crown. Is that what they're calling it, Scotty?
Yeah. It's a Saturday is just a massive day, really big day. Really happy for Santa Anita, and I hope they have a lot of success. And what I'm really happy about, you need to cater to the small player and the big player, both. The small players need the big players to be involved. That brings the pools up higher. That helps to offset some, at least, of the CAWs. And so they're bringing back the $2 pick 6. They're bringing back a lot of special wagers. It's really great, really great. Really hats off to the Stronach Group on what they're doing here at Santa Anita. And I have a good feeling, Justin, that this is going to be the beginning of a lot of people going to some of the same stuff, all over the country. So it's a positive step in horse racing. I'm really happy about what's going on at Santa Anita. So I just really pray that we all need them to have a really great meet. So, but for me, the 1 horse is facing 3-year-olds for the first time, seems very fast, has been off a layoff, Dream Pride. This horse had won its first 3 races, 2 grade 3 races, and then went in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf where they were flying. This horse only lost by 5 lengths and then went on the shelf. Here's the thing. They're going down the hill, and there's no doubt in my mind she's going to be on the lead. Clearly something happened. Whether she's going to be fully back or not. Those were 2-year-olds she was facing. These are older horses now. And so this horse has had no races in her 3-year-old season. So Dream Fry is going to be on the lead. What did interest me, though, when you look at the first call, just want you to see the ones in front, The 4's right there at the first call, but look who's right there. The 11 Tupi, 39%. Top Equine Edge pick, 3-1 EE morning line. Top GSR. Pratt jumps aboard, coming off a little bit of a layoff, not long, and going to be sitting down the hill. Visualize it, just sitting right there on the outside, cruising. And the fact that this horse's natural speed is only a length and a half behind the 1, to me, tells me that this 11 horse is going to be very tough to beat.
So you're on the 11.
I am.
So go to the finish again on the race sim. I was trying to get around the 11 for sure. Everybody's right there, right? And so you talked about the 1 Dream Fry. So I looked at Dream Fry as my top pick, and then I looked at Zona Verde, the 6, Scotty, the second pick, and won the Jimmy Durante way back at 8 furlongs. Now coming down the hill, has done that a couple times in 62s and 68s and run, but I landed on the 1 Dream Fry. I just thought that she's a special filly, maybe. I know did go on the shelf, so I think that's the question, right? Yeah, only on Dream Fry as well. But that was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. She obviously raced in the hardest race of her life by far, right? I think you see her show up just in a stakes race, though, Scotty's the biggest concern, right? So, and I'm talking about the 1 Dream Fry, but so that I landed on the 1. I just thought with all that.
Oh, you're on the 1? I thought you were on the 6.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's my fault. But that's the only other horses I looked at. I thought that the 1 and 6 were the potential, and then I'll talk about a couple other horses. I landed on the 1. Dream Fry. I just thought that she gets here and is a good spot. I see that the 2, Scotty, is why I was a little confused, is a long shot, but then I'm like, well, this horse not in the race.
I think it's going to get scratched. There's no morning line on the horse. No?
But so the 7 and 10, I would be, if I was playing horizontals, I would also use the 7. It's off the claim, and it's Money Mike is riding and, coming off the pace, coming down the hill. I thought Fitz here for sure, was running well in the spring and, did come down the hill already. So the 7 and then the 10 Golden Canary with Johnny V was the other horse I looked at. So 1-64 last out, had run well, but has burned a little bit of money. But I was the 1 on top, and then I had the others underneath.
Okay. All right. You and Oldie are on the 1. I'm on the 11 Tupi. And if one of those 2 horses doesn't win, then you can see it's going to be a wall of them coming down the stretch, and it could be any one of them winning. I'll give you another horse that's interesting, alluring in this race. This horse, second off the layoff, showed speed going longer, now cuts back. And, aside from this grade 3 race where the horse went on the shelf, this horse has really run competitively in non-graded stakes races going down the hill. And that experience sometimes with with going down the hill really makes a difference. So and at the very least, the horse deserves to be, in the exotic. So I think the 12 horse alluring deserves the look. So, but I'm going with the 11 Tupi, who's going to get an absolute dynamite trip. And I think Tupi's going to win the race. I mean, that was last time out it was 5.5 furlongs. That was a 78 group. This horse lost by 11 3/4 to from the rail. This is a 68 group, 10 points easy.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely class on a few of these horses for sure.
All right. Let's go to, again, this is the all stakes pick 5. Starts in race number 5, and then it skips to race number 7. This is a grade 2. And let's see what this is.
The California Crown John Henry Turf.
Let's see here. Bear with me 1 second. Number 7 at Santa Anita. Okay. All right. So
you cut the 1, 2, 7, and 8. I see. Okay.
Well, First of all, I will say this, and I put it up here in my notes. These races often come literally down, like you usually see 4, 5, 6 of them within a length of each other. Like these are, and you can see it on the win percentages. Look at this. So, like, I know everybody can't just cover. I threw out the 1, 2, 7, 8. I didn't care for them, but Phil D'Amato has 4 horses in here, and so I mean, it's just a Fresu stays on the 3 horse.
I thought the long shot was definitely a player.
It's 7-2 on the morning line, but look, and it won last time out, and you know it's a French bred, and it's been in the money in 9 of 10 races, no doubt about it. But again, this is a grade 2. I mean, you're going from an optional claiming where you barely won to a grade 2. I'm just saying, and the win percentage goes down, the GSR goes down some, but I think the 3's a player, and when you run the simulator, look at it. I mean, these horses are all right here.
Right? It's very competitive, Scotty, this race. Like if you look, even though that the 3, you know, only one allowance optional claim, many of these French bred.
Did that make you hungry?
Yeah. But many of these are they're not anything great, Scotty. Like it's not like from this group, you know, many of these have been running in graded stakes and not winning, or, you know, they have won some graded stakes, but are they in form right now? I thought the 3 might improve. You know, I think has hit the board, Scotty, in 9 of 10 races, and you know, you get Fresu, and you know, has figured it out at the right time as a 4-year-old. So I'll let you keep going, though.
No, I think the race is between Gold Phoenix and Divine Propus, the 3. If I'm saying that, Propus, that's who I think it's. I mean, first of all, Gold Phoenix has tactical speed. And you're going to be very, very tough going 10 furlongs here. I mean, this horse tries every single time. Didn't run good in the Eddie Reed, but the trouble line says that the horse lacked room in the upper stretch, and so that would make sense. And if that's the case, you throw that out. I mean, this horse is 2 for 2. So I think Gold Phoenix sits a nice trip. Kyle Frey has 8 wins in 21 races. I think the 9 Gold Phoenix is a horse to beat. Now I understand there's someone here that ran right there with like Dicey Mochara.
That's my top pick.
Oh, it is the 5 horse. Yeah, I think the 5 deserves a look.
So are you on Gold Phoenix?
I'm on Gold Phoenix to beat Divine Propus. Yeah.
All right. I was 5 on top, and then both the 3 and 9 underneath, as well as there goes Harvard, the 10 underneath. But I was on the 5. I think Barrios going to the lead, Scotty, probably with the 5 horse. I think that he's going to try to wire the field at 10 furlongs. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And, you know, the 1 or 2 might show speed, but I don't think they're good enough. I think he'll get the horse out. I think this horse is just classier, you know, has the 5 horse. It's dropping out of those couple, the Del Mar and then the Eddie Reed, but ran well last out on the lead. I mean, nearly wired the field in a 72. It was at 9%. And that was 11 furlongs. So cuts back here, you know, there are various layoff lines, which was the biggest concerns, but this horse has run really well in the lead. So I think Barrios can ascend, going to be up close or on the lead, and I think will be tough, the 5.
All right, I'm going to stick with Gold Phoenix over Divine Propus, and I'm guessing that Phil D'Amato is going to hit the exacta, maybe even the trifecta in this race. All right, that's the California Crown. Let's get to race number 8. This is a grade 2 race. This is the California Crown Eddie D Stakes. And Big Invasion is most likely going to be your favorite. I'm on the 2 horse first piece. I think this 2 horse is going to set a really nice trip down the hill on the inside. There's some speed. I think the 11 horse will be back a little bit and come on. But I do think the 2 horse is going to sit probably 5th or 6th on the inside and be very tough. I think that a lot of the speeds this is what I think. You can see the top speed horses. Look at the EE morning line. Look at the win percentages. That means that there's going to be a lot of pace in this race, and those horses are most likely to stop. And then who comes on? the 11, 2, and 5. I don't like Air Force Red because I think Air Force Red is going to be part of the pace.
Yes,
so
I agree. Yep.
So I have 11, 2, 5, but I actually like the 2 to win. I'm the 2 over the 11 over the 5.
This is going to be great in this race. So I'm looking at our picks, and Oldie has the 5 on top and I have the 11 on top. So I also was 11, 5, 2. But I put the 11 on top, Big Invasion, and the King of Gosford underneath with the 2 first piece. Big Invasion gave me outside post coming down the hill, but I think a little bit similar, Scotty, to how you liked the 11 earlier in a different race. I think with Pratt here will be fine. 21%, 1 of 74 last out. So this is a drop coming into this grade 2. I know that was a stakes race, but at Saratoga, that showed up way tougher than this grade 2 race. So I'm trusting the SOR. You have Flavian Pratt, Christopher Clement. I think it's a great spot. If I get 7-2, I would love it. The 5 is a horse I for sure, and they only put this horse on top. I struggled between 5 and 11, so I'm glad that Oldie put on top. But Frazee rides here, Scotty, for D'Amato, and the morning line is 7-1. I think has
the 5's a little cheap though, Justin. Look at the SORs. The 5 is cheap.
Hey, that's why I'm on the 11, but I agree. I mean, so that's the biggest thing here. It's really will have to improve in start 12. So it will be a big jump. But I was on the 11. So you're on the 2, I'm on the 11, only on the 5.
Yeah, let's just see. So the race simulator is going to give, if all things went best, this is what the race is. It's not taking into consideration the pace and that horses are going to stop if they go fast. So if we get rid of all this pace and it does stop like we believe it's going to stop, here's the race. That's the race.
Scotty, that's how I use the race sim.
Yep.
I appreciate that you did that. That's exactly what I did, because I was like, this has got to stop, and this just sets up perfect for Pratt. So
Yep. So all right, that's the California Crown Eddie D Stakes. By the way, I think it's worth noting that I don't think there's ever been a stronger jockey down the stretch than Eddie D. I mean, he just Louisiana bred, born. He was the man. And man, I mean, him and Lafitte Pinkai had some amazing duels. One time, Eddie D beat Lafitte down the stretch, cost me $380,000. I'll never forget it.
What?
Yeah, true story. True story.
You always remember those, don't you? Though, like,
God, it was horrible. I will never forget it. And I mean, what a duel it was, all the way down. It was just those two, and I'll never forget it. I don't remember the names of the horses. I just remember those two going down the stretch, and I just remember for 5 minutes after the race was over, my legs still wouldn't work. That's all I remember. All right, let's go on to race number 9. We've got a grade 1 race, the California Crown Stakes, and we've got I have a very strong take in this race. It's not the normal horse I would normally go to, but let's run the race here first. They're going 9 furlongs, which is 1 1/8, grade 1 for 3 and up. And Justin, why don't you let us know what you like?
I mean, is Steph's sitting here, and for everybody who doesn't know, that's my girlfriend, and she's gonna laugh. I mean, I somehow landed on a Bob Baffert horse, which is fine. I mean,
well, he's got 3 of them, so congratulations.
I landed on Muth. I thought that this horse might be able to sit off or get the lead and get its own way. It's gonna be able to figure it out. I think there was probably a lot of talk back on the Arkansas Derby, if I remember, about this horse, and then goes off the layoff, right? There's all the stuff with Bob, but I think that he's still in a very nice horse, Scotty. And I think versus this group, it's a perfect spot. I mean, National Treasure going to be the favorite for sure, I would assume. So, I ended up landing on Muth. I thought it does have the layoffs, but has shown the ability and been able to win all types of ways. And I like to see that here. I thought on a big day at Santa Anita like this, it wouldn't be surprising if Bob wins. And so, JJ rides versus Pratt on National Treasure, but I landed on, Muth being able to come back and show up here and show the talent that he has. So, yeah.
Okay. So here's my take. So I'm going to take you back here a little bit. We're going to go all the way back here as a 2-year-old. Was 41% to win against a 66 group. That's one of the weakest grade 1 races I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
I do agree with that. Yes.
Then goes in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Did get second, lost by 5 1/4. Not a bad effort. Then comes back in the San Vicente. That was a 74 group, 1 easy against only 5 other horses. Was 41% to do it, though.
Yeah.
Then in the Arkansas Derby, a grade 1 race that was a 76 SOR, not the weakest grade 1, as we can see, a 66. It might be the lowest number I've ever seen for a grade 1. And won the Arkansas Derby, no doubt about it. To me, that's the most impressive effort the horse had. Then goes on the shelf, comes back 6 months later, 5 months later, was 48% to win against a 66 group and did it by 2 legs. Okay, all great. Now I want you to look at National Treasure, who I've never been a fan of. But when this son of a bitch gets the lead, it doesn't lose. It doesn't lose. I've never bet this horse one time. I'm betting it.
Hey, it did lose. It lost. He lost in the Breeders' Cup Derb Mile.
Oh, it's a Breeders' Cup Derb Mile against an 80 SOR group and lost by a half a length.
You said he never lost.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Show me where else. I mean,
he has not lost any other time that he's been on the lead. I do agree with you.
I mean, this horse, when it gets the lead, is a different horse. I mean, and look at this horse is facing 80, 78, 80, 78, 80 freaking 6. I mean, like there's nothing close to it. And the horse is the fastest horse in the race. National Treasure, as long as it breaks good, is going to have the lead. Now, here's the thing. Muth is the only one that seems fast enough to stay with National Treasure. But they're both Bob Baffert horses. There's no way that Bob Baffert is going to let Muth go and duel with National Treasure because he knows National Treasure needs the lead and National Treasure is fast.
Well, in Newgate's the other Baffert, who Johnny V gonna sit back there and just try to sit off the pace, man. Like, I mean, to be honest,
I don't know that the horse is classy enough. I honestly,
no, I agree. I'm with you, but that was really as I thought the Scotty picks had this race nailed. Scotty, I put 5, and then over 3, I think 1 is how I. But
yeah. All right.
It's going to be a great first California Crown. I think it will be fun to watch. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Race number 10, grade 2. All right. By the way, I'm playing in the California Crown tournament. That's a $6,000 entry.
I hope you win.
By the way, thank you. By the way, for $300, you can enter on Friday. Santa Anita's got a tournament. And if I think the top 2 or 3 qualify. So if you qualify, you can
It's like a feeder. It's like a feeder.
It's basically like a feeder.
It's very smart that they do those. I am a huge Chris knows this, but I play a lot of poker. But back in the day, you could find a lot of feeders to tournament. I think you still can.
Thank you, Mike.
But yeah, it's a good way to get into tournaments, Scotty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, what I'm happy about, I hope it comes true, but like I really like a lot of horses on Saturday. And I've been struggling a little bit. Like I haven't really liked anything a lot. So maybe hopefully I can get back, but I've been struggling in the cash tournaments. But you know what? Tomorrow's the day, or Saturday's the day. And I might play in that. I might play in the $300 tournament tomorrow. I'm so pumped about the Santa Anita and what they're doing right now that because it's just we need people to make positive differences and try like they're doing, and they're doing that, and they deserve to be rewarded. And so I hope everyone comes out and supports Santa Anita. I know one thing. They were the first ones to give us authorization to show live streaming on our YouTube channel, and we want to give them all love. I can tell you, hopefully they're listening. We're going to be covering a lot of races at Santa Anita this meet. So
I love that
on our shows. Yep.
The crazy thing, Scotty, on this race, it doesn't happen all that often. Although occasionally, but only of my picks are nearly identical. We actually landed on the same top horse, which used to be the Scotty Longshot, but the algorithm changed.
Where the conclude or what? Which
No,
one?
it was the 6 at some point,
Oh,
but
Tricari. Well, Tricari is 17% to win.
that's where Oldie and I both landed on the 6.
Yeah, I mean that the numbers can change a little bit, but Tricari looks good. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the race simulator, look, it's got look at the finish. It's got the 1, 6, 9, 5,
Yes.
3, 8 at the wire. I mean, holy crap! But let me
This
tell
is
you why. Let me just tell you why I like the 9 though. Okay,
okay.
so watch. So this horse can rate, has 0 problem rating. They went very fast. The horse was dueling and still hung on to win that race against some really nice horses. The horse is 4-1 in the EE morning line and by far the fastest horse in the race, but doesn't need the lead. So watch, I'm going to show you this. So we look at what's going to be the first turn. Okay. The 9 could take the lead.
Yes.
But
yes.
doesn't have to.
I know.
But doesn't have to take the lead. So as long as the 9 can just get a good break, could sit off the 3 or 4 if it wants to.
Yep.
It could, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to go fast. And that's what I like. Now, don't think for a second that this is not the horse to beat right here, though. I mean, Johannes is the horse to beat. I mean, only one bad race where the horse got left at the start in this race here and still only lost by 2 lengths, breaking 11th. I mean, Johannes is really, really a nice horse. I'm surprised the E Morning Line is 5-2 on this horse. It should be 1-9.
Yeah, I had the 6 and then the 9 concluded as my second pick, and then I put De Jour and Johannes under like as my third pick. Like I thought you could beat the faves here, Scotty. This would be a race I like the 6-9 exacta all day. I mean the 6 coming out of those great stakes races. This is a really nice 3-0 colt for Grand Motion. Johnny V rides like, and so. And then you already talked about conclude. So I agree with you on the 3. I mean, Johannes is no joke. Rispoli rides the morning line doesn't really like the 3, which I did not when I originally handicapped it. I don't think all the morning lines were in. So I just is a player, but they're all right there to your point. And the 5's coming, the 8's coming, but I was looking at the 6 and 9 really. So
I don't think of Bob Baffert as a turf trainer. You might want to watch Baffert very closely on Saturday, but I just have a feeling that he's going to have a very good meet and he might be back. I think he might be loaded. But if you look here with this horse has earned in 13 races going 8 furlongs, earned $710,000. So, I mean, clearly likes going a mile. And last time out, didn't break good and only lost by a length. And then that was the 831 race.
That's going to be rough on the rail not to break, though.
I mean, this horse really, except for one time, and look, the horse won that race easy when it broke good. It's just not a great breaker. And you're right, if you break slow from this rail, you're toast. And every other time, this horse has not broken well. So that's the reason why I'm not choosing the 1, because it just don't necessarily trust it breaking good. And it also, by the way, the one doesn't have it. The 1 has the lowest GSR in the field.
Yeah, no, and this is owned by, I think this is Baffert's wife owns the one, De Jour. He's had this horse for a long time, but I was against De Jour in the last couple races too, the Eddie Reed and the Del Mar Mile. So, not for me underneath, but not for me on the rail. And you're right on Johannes, but I was trying to get by on the 6 or 9, and Rodney said 6 to 9 all you need for.
No, Rodney, you're wrong. Johannes is 3 for 3.
Yeah, she's
going a mile on the turf, 1 bad race, and still almost won the darn race. Like, there's first of all, look, if you want to really look at Tricari, Tricari's a nice horse. I was going to try to, but the horse is dropping in win percentage here. Just, is dropping from 36, 38% and dropping in class. And let me give you one more negative about this horse as well. The horse has tactical speed, and it was running on the inner turf and outer turf where the turns are really tight, and that really played towards this horse. Not going to have that advantage this time, and facing some pretty nice horses. And the other negative for me is this: only faced 4 other horses here and 5 other horses here. Now is facing a full field of horses. that are all really good. I mean, you could give a strong look to Astronomer, by the way. Like, there is nothing, right?
I mean, I've played Astronomer in the past. I just thought not winning at this level is working well. I'll tell you all. I mean, looks to be working well. I mean, you see some nice works in there, but man, I love Trakiri, like at this price. I just think that I love when I see the GSR, Scotty, on lightly raced like this. Only start number 9 here, and like one a grade 1, one a grade 2, winning well. Like, I mean, I love this. Like, these are the things I do. Yes.
I just thought, here's the thing. Trakiri was in these 2 races was really, really odds on, low number on the Equine Edge morning line. And the fact that Equine Edge morning line is 8-1, that does concern me a little bit. But look at the GSR on Trakiri; is phenomenal. I mean, no doubt about it. Also on the SOR, going 8 furlongs on the turf, 2 races, 1 win, 1/3 against a 73 group. Look at Astronomer. You want to try to find a long shot? Here's how you find long shots: a decent win percentage in a wide open group of win percentages, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 1/3. Also a 73 group. Like, pretty phenomenal. And same thing with the 1. So this is a really, really tough field, but I'm going to utilize Conclude's tactical speed to maybe win this race. And so 9's going to be my top pick. Johannes is the horse to beat. I don't care what anybody says. Johannes, this horse is an absolute monster. Absolute monster. All right. Let's go to Churchill Downs. I handicapped a couple of races as well. I think there's 2 stakes races. Yeah, race number 8 at Churchill Downs. Let's run this race. I didn't have as strong of an opinion in here, Justin, as I did in some of the Santa Anita races. Did you have a strong opinion in this race?
No, I didn't. Mufasa has entered here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Does anybody know in the chat? I'm actually curious now. I only briefly looked at these 2 races, Scotty, like way earlier in the week. And I guess I kind of, is that a different horse?
Just a program note, Mufasa is not likely for Churchill.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. I love that.
Well, listen, it's a smart move because Mufasa is going to be the favorite in the other race, and in here is 10-1 in the EE morning line and only 7% to win. Not likely to win this race, so it's probably a smart move. We're just going to assume Mufasa is not going to be in the race, and it's one of these 3 horses going to win the race. Probably Saudi Crown with a good break. It's just the fastest horse in the race, Justin. Probably going to win this race. I don't love the outside post, but it is a 1-turn mile, and the horse has the speed.
What if Flo for Brad Cox can't get the 7 out of the gate? I mean, Flo riding the 7 year, is he going to get this horse out of the gate? I mean, if he doesn't,
Well, look, I saw all that on Twitter with Flo today. But that being said, I mean, he's still a 15%.
Saez is sending the 1. I mean, is he going to sit back? Is he going to, if he can't get the lead, is he going to pull back? I mean, Louis is going to be aggressive out of the gate in the 1 hole. I mean, probably. he showed speed 3 back, right, in the Gulfstream mile, grade 2 at a 72 and ran second. I mean, it was only 5 horses, but
1's a player in here. 1 is a player. I put some notes. This is
I'm on the 1
horse. Look at the 1. The 1 only has. Look at this is a sleeper. You might even get some odds on this horse. I'm going to show you something. Look, the 1 horse only has 3 bad races, Justin, and one of them, 2 of them are on the turf. Clearly, look at the GSR drop. This horse wanted no part of turf. Yep. And the other one was here on a sloppy track against a 76 group. It was a hard group. The horse broke second last on a sloppy track. Clearly did not like the sloppy track. And other than that, this horse has been first, second, or third. And the third was by like a quarter of a length. This is a really hard knocking horse, but it does have 2 straight layoff lines. I don't think that matters. I still think that this horse is going to probably run for second place. Saudi Crown is very, very fast, and its regular jockey's been Florent Giroux, and Florent Giroux has won. You can't give him a hard time on this horse, anyways. He's done nothing wrong on this horse.
Yeah, oldies on Saudi Crown. I'm on the one. What's it? Tumbaramba. That's a great name, but yeah.
This is the horse that maybe would be somebody you have to consider at a price. I mean, won the Hanshin. That was a 78 group at 9%, is 19% today. I mean, get rid of the 4-go. The 4-go. I mean, come on. I mean, stumbled and still was trying to finish. Throw out that last race.
Yeah.
I think this is the horse you better watch out for, especially if the 1 and the 7 duel early. Then the 3 is the one that's going to win the race.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to go deeper than this, though.
No.
I don't think you need to go any deeper than the 1, 3, or 7.
I agree. Yep. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to race number 10, and we'll run this race. Again, these eliminations are just me. I eliminated the 1, 3, and 7. If I need to bring one back, you let me know. But I think the 4 is going to have the lead early, and there is, I mean, no speed. And what happens in races like this that are 9 furlongs where there's no
Stiletto Boy has the speed. The 1.
Oh, the one has a 72. You're right.
Yes.
Now the 4's look at the 4 though. The 4 is right there with it. I eliminated the 1. I know the 1's going to have the lead, but I think the 4 is going to be pressing early on. And let's see here. So if the 4 is pressing, then you're just looking at the 2, 5, 6, and 8 as your contenders. But the 4 can rate a little bit, but this is also the toughest group it's faced in a while. But you can see against a 70 group here at Keeneland, Justin, the horse was in 5th here, back in the second call, 2.5 back, and only lost getting 3rd. So the 4 might be able to sit. Mike Maker claimed this horse for 40,000, 3 back, and this horse has gone on to win 2 subsequent races against Better and did it easily. Do you think this horse fits here?
Yeah, I mean, I do. But I landed on Disarm, the 5. I thought for Gaff and Steve, 6-5 on the Equinedge morning line. When you have horses like Hit Show in here, Scotty, and then yes, Cook Creek, I think has a shot. I mean, don't get me wrong, but and then obviously you have the 2 Rattle and Roll, who's the morning line favorite. Well, I guess the 6 Hit Show's the favorite, but I thought Disarm. I mean, those are all tough races, Scotty, and has won at Churchill back in May in a 68. That was fine on the lead, but I don't think this horse probably has to have the lead. I think that if you look back after won the Ellis Park and then raced in those Saratoga races, like there is talent here. So I think Steve points to Churchill. I think that Disarm's ready to go. I think Tyler Gaff gonna get a great trip off the speed. The 1 or the 4 or whatever that speed. I think he's the horse that sits the trip.
Let me give you another take on the 5 horse. Okay. The horse is 6-5 on the EE morning line, but that's because on paper it's the class of the race. Okay. It has a great GSR, but this horse is inconsistent at the break. It seems like when it breaks good. Last time out, it probably should have run better than it did, and it didn't. Blinkers come off.
Well, but look, because every time they put blinkers on, the horse started breaking slow.
But the horse went gate to wire the second time it had blinkers.
Well, but
now,
the last 3.
Maybe the blinkers help. But here's the thing. You go 5 straight races with blinkers. All I'm saying is, for me, when an older horse all of a sudden has an equipment change like that, that means the trainer's not happy.
Yeah.
I mean, and then not only that, you're taking the blinkers off, which means the horse is going to be even further back. And let me tell you, you can't win coming from so far back. And if you break slow on top of it, I'm saying, yes, I do think this is the horse to beat. But I think maybe it's worth trying to beat. And I'm going to tell you another thing. This horse, all it did, I'm looking at it right here. It went gate to wire to win against the 68 group. That's what it did at 67%. Okay, it's supposed to do better than that. And now It's faced a 78 group, an 80 group, and a 78 group, and lost by 7, 7, and 7 lengths, respectively, in each of the races. What I'm saying is sometimes these horses, because they're dropping in class, get overbet. But where was this horse competing in these races? It wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah,
So
no, it has never really competed. I mean, it competed after winning the Matt Win, but then in the Danny and Travers, it competed, but then it won. Your point's valid. It was on a big layoff, Scotty. I mean, nearly 9 months. But I think that this horse has run better, obviously without blinkers. If you look back, I mean, they did have blinkers there in the Travers, and it ran a good race. But this is not necessarily some amazing group, Scotty. And so, I do think, to your point, go back, I think the 4 has a shot. Like, I didn't have a massive preference, but I would land on Disarm to just finding the right spot. I think maybe taking the blinkers off helps. Like, so, I mean, maybe I think you'll get a good price. So
okay. So now let's talk about the 6 horse, who's probably the horse to beat. Hit Show. Big GSR, has traveled everywhere. I don't like that, actually. I mean, look, Churchill Downs, Belmont, Saratoga, Remington Park, Churchill Downs, Prairie Meadows, Mountaineer, like, and pretty much handled it. I don't know why Brad Cox has decided, has done that, but you're looking at the horse. It's probably the horse to beat. Look, it only lost by 2 1/4 lengths in the Belmont. Okay, the Kentucky Derby lost by, with not a great trip, lost by 6 1/4 lengths. I would imagine this horse is the horse to beat if it hadn't traveled all over the godforsaken country. But it does have 5 wins in 12 races for Brad Cox. What I'm a little thrown off by, what's up with the 5-1 on the EE morning line? But you know what I think it is? I think that Disarm is 6-5, and so maybe, I don't know. And it's also a horse to watch.
No, it definitely is. The morning line is looking completely, because the 2 is the same way, Scotty. Rattle and Roll 5-2 on the morning line, and we have it at 6-1.
Yeah, maybe that's because Disarm is so low. That could be it. The 2 horse, by the way, don't ignore the 2, and I'm going to show you why. Look at this horse. Lost by half a length against an 80 group. It's a horrible breaker, though. And that's the reason I'm going to bet against it. But this is a very, very nice horse. And it went on the shelf. And I'm guessing Ken McPeak has this horse ready to go. 8 wins in 21 races. I have a feeling off the layoff, and because the 2 poor performances, in September last year, I have a feeling this horse is going to get ignored. And this horse could win this race if it falls apart. So watch out for the 2 horse. But a horse I do want to talk about before we close out this race is the 8 horse. Phil Bauer. Phil Bauer. He's won in the last 2 weeks 40% of his races here at Churchill Downs.
Dude, I bet him on one of our shows, and it was in a stakes race, right? This is 2 shows back. He's no joke. He's one of the trainers I don't know much about, but he gets horses ready and has been absolutely on fire winning races. Yeah.
I mean, and look,
and you get Jose to ride. I mean, Jose's great. I mean,
the win percentage goes up. It goes from 8% to 16%. How with Rattle and Roll, Cook Creek, Hit Show, Disarm, how the hell does your win percentage go up? Think about it. And especially when you lost by 26 lengths 2 back and 7.5 lengths last time out, and your win percentage goes up in a group like this.
Yeah.
I think this is the wise guy horse. But let me give you one more negative. This is why I don't have a strong opinion in this race. And that is the GSR is the lowest in the field. It's a 65. Do you know how many 65 GSRs win grade 1 or grade 2 races?
It's probably like below 5%, maybe
3%.
10.
3%. So, it's just that's why I don't have a really strong opinion in this race. If I was to play exotics, I'm covering the 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8 and hoping I get the longest shot of those horses. That's it. That's what I'm doing.
All right. Oldie's on the 1, Stiletto Boy to try to wire. I'm on the 5, Disarm. Where are we? So we
if you want to go somewhere else and cover something that's great, I think in
Chris, I welcome you to join. If you, I think the only if we're doing a stretch run show on Saturday, so we'll cover a lot of these races. There are a few other stakes that we'll also cover on Saturday. We won't talk about tonight. I know that Laurel has some, and Prairie Meadows has a massive card of 13 races, so that's very cool. But Scotty, the Chris and Oldie, I won't be able to join, but they're doing a special show on Sunday of Remington Park because they have the Oklahoma Derby, and we kudos to him. So let's go to Sunday, the 29th at Remington. Race number 10 is the Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby.
Okay, let's check that out.
You have a Most Wanted is going to end up being the favorite. I'll let you run the race in real quick.
Yeah, even money, 52%, top Equinedge pick, has speed, might be the fastest horse in the race, although the 3 horse is some cheap speed. The GSR on Most Wanted is a 99. So is the 2 horse EJ Won the Cup. And the class of the field seems to be Society Man, the 8 horse with a 73. But when I run the finish, here's what I like to do. I'll cut it off right here. I'll say I'll cut off the 3 horse. I'll cut off the 4. I kind of have my imaginary line, Justin, right here. Yeah. Right. I'm taking all the horses that are within 3 lengths at the finish, and that's them right there. Like if you want to spread, these are the horses you need to use. Now we can look deeper, but why don't we talk about the one you like? Who do you like? And
I was on the big favorite, Most Wanted. I didn't think that for Brad Cox front, Drew comes here on Sunday to ride at Remington Park. It's a great card. They have multiple stakes race, and it's a great track to play. Pools, they have great competitive races, but I really did think Most Wanted is probably a single. That Ellis Park race, Scotty, the Ellis Park Derby showed up as an 80, and I was very surprised by that. We talked about SORs, right? We talked about a grade 166 at Santa Anita, and now we're seeing here an 80 over here in Kentucky at Ellis Park. So I just thought that he's a real deal 3-year-old, gets a grade 3 spot. Kentucky bred, Gary and Mary West, they find a great spot for him.
Yeah.
I just thought he would be tough here.
Look at the workout for Bruno. It's a 4-star workout. Let's watch the video of this workout for Bruno. Do we know where this horse is? Hold on. Before we do it, let's see.
Churchill.
Yeah, no, it's Churchill. But where is Most Wanted in this race?
Started 4 in front of Dragoon Guard.
Dragoon Guards, who's a very good horse, by the way, started 4 in front of Most Wanted, as that one had to navigate a horse pulling up. And we're starting off, went 24 and 1, 112 and 3, very good. 23 and 4, 111 and 4. Okay, so they're hauling. So Dragoon Guard, who's a good horse, is in front, and then Most Wanted, I guess.
We can't see it. We can't see it yet.
Yeah, no, here we go. Okay, so that's Dragoon Guard there in the front, and okay, there's Most Wanted right there. Most Wanted is the Dark Bay right here. And these are 2 extremely nice horses.
So are they just getting him to work like that to have a target, Scotty, for this race?
I love that. I think they're trying to teach the horse to rate is what I think they're trying to do, because you can see that Most Wanted kind of runs with its head up a little bit, and he's pulling a little bit. Now the exercise rider or jockey is doing a good job. The elbows are in, but you can see, I mean, no, he looks pretty relaxed, actually. He doesn't look bad. I mean, this is Well,
Dragoon
Guard, Bruno, he's the expert at this, but I'm not really sure where this is a 4-star work. But I don't know. But I wish Bruno was here right now to show us where it is. It looks good.
The horse looks very fit, looks to be running well, kind of takes over, which I always like to watch the gallop out, Scotty, and I love to see, Dragoon Guard's a very nice horse. The race made last weekend, and you can see that Most Wanted sticking right there. The jockey's not really ever asking, and continually now pulls out ahead again. Got ahead, Dragoon Guard came back. So I would assume that Bruno the horse looked to be doing it very well versus a nice horse.
Well, I would say this, I think probably what what Bruno likes so much is this gallop out. Like, look at
Yeah.
both jockeys. The elbows are in. Never asked, and look at the horse. Like most horses are stopping at this point, going, "Are we done yet?" And they're going. That actually is pretty nice. That's probably what Bruno would say is, "Did you see the gallop out?" And then you look at the. So here's what I do. I look at the time, and then I look at the gallop out, and I'm like, it didn't even look like the horse was doing that. And that's probably where Bruno's coming up with that. So I could see that.
But that's I thought most wanted to be tough here, Scotty. I mean, you obviously could look at, somebody like the 2 or even the long shot. If you thought, I just thought that the 3 was there to set the pace and was stopping. But I think the 6 horse is special, going through the motions. I think will continually keep running well. So
I think these are nice horses. EJ won the Cup. You can see the horses earned. I mean, shit, 540,000.
Yeah.
These are nice. How would you like to have a horse that's raced 12 times earned 540,000? You'd give anything to have that. For Doug O'Neill, this is a nice horse. Mike Smith makes the trip over. I mean, this is another one. Look at this. Santa Anita, Turf Paradise, Santa Anita, Lone Star Park, Indiana Grand, Horseshoe Indiana, and then FanDuel. Wow. I mean, the horse has been everywhere. And
look at the win percents. I mean, I've watched EJ win the Cup run various times, at some of these stakes races. But to your point, all over, and then really chalky, burned a lot of money as a maiden. Like, I mean, obviously figured it out, but those win percents are huge, Scotty, and it drops. So
I'm not liking this horse, and I'm going to show you why. Look, this horse here at 20% got third. Okay. Then was 37% and won the race by a length. 20% lost.
It's almost wanted. It's all about the 6.
This horse won by 9 1/4 lengths against 4 other horses against a 64 group. And now it's facing horses like Most Wanted. Nah, Most Wanted all day long. Here's your single for sure.
Yeah. All right. You know what? We got that done in 87 minutes. That's amazing.
Wow.
That was a wonderful time with you. I love doing that every week.
Yeah, me too. That was a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody. Tomorrow morning, 11:20 a.m. Eastern time. It's me and 2022 NHC champ David Harrison covering you on the road to the NHC. All races, feeders. We're going to be covering feeders that to get you into the qualifier, and then hopefully we're going to get you to Vegas. We've had 5 people since we started the show qualify for the NHC in Vegas in March. It's a great time. You want to be there. So thanks a lot for joining. Thanks to those of you that were in the chat room. Thank you to Chris. Oh, Chris, before we sign off, can you talk about what they're doing at Santa Anita on Saturday, please?
All right. So Santa Anita, we got a new wagering menu there. The dollar pick 6 is gone. We're now a $2 minimum pick 6 on every race day. Coming up for the California Crown Stakes, we have a $1 minimum pick 5 with a 15% takeout strictly on the Saturday stakes races, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look for that.
It's a $1 pick 5? $1 pick 5?
Pick 5. 15% minimum, races 5, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
That's the Unzip Me, the California Crown John Henry Turf, the Eddie D Stakes that we covered, the California Crown Stakes, and the City of Hope Mile. And special shout out to City of Hope Mile people. Go to their website, donate cancer research. Very good thing for all of us to do. There's a $2 daily double. This goes in from Saturday to Sunday. 15% takeout, $5 minimum. The Eddie D to the California Crown Sir Davis American Whiskey. That is on Sunday. There's a 2-day all stakes pick 6. Don't get confused this between the $2 pick 6. There's a 15% takeout, $1 minimum. The California Crown John Henry Turf. Race 7, the Eddie D, race 8, the California Crown Sir Davis American Whiskey, race 9, the City of Hope Mile by my racehorse, and the Santa Anita Turf Championship on Sunday. Look for those in your ADW wagers on Friday. They won't be posted till then. There is also a $2 all stakes pick 4, 15% minimum, $2, 50% takeout, $2 minimum. The Eddie D, the Sir Davis Turf Championship, and Santa Anita. 2 races Saturday, 2 races Sunday, plus the Coast to Coast Pick 5 that will be handled between Santa Anita and Gulfstream.
Guys, 15% takeout. That's no joke. I mean, you're talking about tracks going up to 26%, and Santa Anita is bringing here with 15% takeout. Kudos to them. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Contest-wise, Friday, Scotty, you mentioned it. There's a $300 buy-in tournament that you can get on most CDWs. It's a $150 bankroll, $150 to the prize pool. 1 seat for every 40 registrants will get an entry into the $6,000 contest on Saturday. Check on santanita.com for all the details on that. And then on Saturday, there's a $6,000 buy-in tournament, $5,000 to the bankroll, $1,000 to the entry prize pool, 0 takeout, 100% return back. All the races on Saturday. Look for that on santanita.com or ExpressBet. Finally, tomorrow night, we're going to do the Friday Night Zoom. Been super popular. We're going to go over those $2 bets and different ways you can wager on that. You'll get me, you'll get a few other people on there. We got about 6 or 7 spots open. You're talking
about the coaching class tomorrow, correct?
Tomorrow night. There it is. There's the link right there. It's in the chat. Copy and paste that. Sign up. It's limited to 20 people. We're going to go through those $2 bets and what can you do? Do you play it as a caveman? Do you play it as ABC? How do you handicap? How do you use Equinage to help you get to where you need to be? So those are what we got. And then special Sunday, Oldie and I are going to get us for the Oklahoma Derby. We're going to be on at 4:50 p.m. Eastern time, catching you through that late window with NFL. We're going to talk about NFL wagers, like in-game wagers. I don't want to tout myself, but I have been killing it on in-game wagers. What's the next play? Baseball, football. Justin knows this. He's seen them. It's all worked out well, but we'll have some things to go over then. We'll be a bit more freeform. Saturday, we've got a schedule. We'll be all with you then.
All right, you guys. Thank you, Chris, for that. And Al, have a good night, everybody. Dan, Mike, Deb, Ryan, thanks everybody for appreciate you guys joining in on the chat. Always makes it more fun when you guys are active in the chat. Don't forget tomorrow, 11:20 a.m. Eastern time. Me and David Harrison, and we'll see you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Al.